Field source number 9. He got $1 million over 9 years. F unknown. We don't know what number this guy was, but we do know he was the Imperial Wizard of the Klan, whatever that means.
Oh my God. Did you not hear that? The SPLC gave a Klan member $1 million. Now, for those who are hiding under a rock, the SPLC has been indicted, actually, and they are the Southern Poverty Law Center. And they're supposed to be a nonprofit civil rights organization. It's based in Alabama, founded in 1971 to track hate groups. And yet, they're funding the hate groups. Let's watch more of this video, and we're going to get into a discussion. I'm going to give you my perspective.
Tell your donors, this is the extremist of the month. This hateful, racist guy is really bad. Send us money, but not tell those donors who you're taking their money from that we're paying this guy $140,000. Is that appropriate? Field source 42 got $140,000 from the Southern Poverty Law Center, was featured on their webpage as extremist of the year or month or whatever they call these bad guys. Sure. Is that technique appropriate? That's what I'm asking.
It's not unlawful to say that people have done
I didn't
X,
ask if it was lawful or unlawful. Is Alliance Defending Freedom, is that a hate group?
I don't know.
Southern Poverty Law Center labeled them a hate group. Are they a hate group?
I don't know them, and I don't work on the designation.
Well, here's one. Is Jane's Revenge, is that a hate group? Because the ADF, they didn't firebomb anybody, but Jane's Revenge did. ADF is labeled a hate group. Jane's Revenge isn't. I want to know how you would label. They called them field sources. Individuals the Southern Poverty Law Center paid to gin up hate, the very hate they told their supporters that they were fighting. Field source number 37, F37, coordinated transportation, and attended the 2017 rally in Charlottesville. The Southern Poverty Law Center paid him $270,000. $270,000 to the guy who helped put together the event where a young lady was killed. Field source number 9. He got $1 million over 9 years.
Wait a minute. So you all are telling me that the SPLC put together the Charlotte riot? Oh my God.
$1 million over 9 years. F unknown. We don't know what number this guy was, but we do know he was the Imperial Wizard of the Klan, whatever that means, and he was on the Southern Poverty Law Center payroll. F27. Southern Poverty Law Center paid him $300,000 in 6 years, and what did he do? He ran the Aryan Nation Motorcycle Club.
What?
F43. He was president of some crazy group, and he was previously convicted of cross burning, but the Southern Poverty Law Center thought he was worth $19,000 of their donors' money. All told, $3 million.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that the Southern Poverty Law Center paid someone in a hate group money? Isn't that going against what they stand for? Why would they pay someone who is a part of a hate group $19,000, $300,000? Can somebody answer in the chat and let me know why this is happening?
$1 million to manufacture hate. Remember when Rahm Emanuel said, never let a crisis go to waste? The SPLCs took it a step further. They went one better. They said, we're going to create the crisis. We're going to manufacture the crisis. And by so doing, they became the standard, the source for determining who's a hate group and who isn't. And of course, they labeled good pro-family organizations, conservative organizations as hate groups, like the Family Research Council is with us today, like Moms for Liberty, like Turning Point USA. Even the Alliance Defending Freedom has argued won numerous cases in front of the Supreme Court. They labeled them all hate groups. But not Jane's Revenge. Nope. Even though Jane's Revenge firebombed and vandalized churches, crisis pregnancy centers in the aftermath of the Dobbs decision, they never made the Southern Poverty Law Center's list. And the Biden administration, they helped make the SPLC the standard. They consulted with the Southern Poverty Law Center. They had quarterly meetings with them. Lisa Monaco, the Deputy Attorney General, the lady who runs the Justice Department during the Biden administrations, had quarterly meetings with the Southern Poverty Law Center. They gave the SPLC first look at FBI data, and they used them to train their prosecutors. And it all paid off. It all paid off. Just ask Mark Houck what happens when you train the prosecutors. They kicked in his door at 6 in the morning in front of him and his 7 kids, arrested him. Of course, the jury found him not guilty. They couldn't just go talk to him, even though his lawyer said, he'll meet you wherever. Come, we'll meet you at the court. Nope. Kick in his door, harass him in front of his wife and family. Mr. O'Neill, they had an extremist file webpage, didn't they?
Yes.
And they would, on this webpage, they would pick out some crazy hate guy, and they would, some bad guy, and he was like the extremist of the month. They'd highlight him, and they would say, send us money to stop so-and-so. Is that right?
Exactly.
And F42 was one of the field sources, number 42, chair of some crazy hate group. The Southern Poverty Law Center highlighted him on their webpage. He's bad, he's evil, send us money. Is that right?
Yes.
Did they tell their prospective donors they were paying this guy?
No.
They didn't tell him. Did they tell him they were paying him $140,000?
No, not to my knowledge.
So they said, let's stop the racists, even though we're paying him to be racist. That was their pitch. But they didn't tell him that, did they?
No, they did not.
Is that a
So you mean to tell me we have a civil rights organization that is paying someone to be racist so we can send money, so their donors can send money to them, only to find out they're already paying them? So they are misleading their donors. They're abusing the system, because if you're here for civil rights and you're here to stop the hate groups, then you cannot be displaying someone who's part of a hate group and then paying them. It doesn't make any sense. Let's listen to more.
Is that appropriate, Ms. Wiley?
I'm sorry, which part? Sorry.
All of that. Is that appropriate to tell your donors, this is the extremist of the month, this hateful, racist guy is really bad, send us money, but not tell those donors who you're taking their money from that we're paying this guy $140,000? Is that appropriate?
Well, we have public reporting that over a dozen donors actually said
It was a
that they
simple
spent
question.
the money
Field
as intended.
source 42.
See, this is what I don't like about the Democrats. Every time you ask them a question about their fraud, it's always a deflection. It's always, I don't know. Can you repeat that? I'm not certain. It's like, answer the question. Your donors did not know you were paying the very same people that you told them were terrorists, were hateful. You are deceiving your donors, and you cannot admit that, yes, that's a deceitful practice. It's deceitful.
140 grand from the Southern Poverty Law Center was featured on their webpage as extremist of the year or month or whatever they call these bad guys. And they were paying him and they were getting money. Is that appropriate? Simple question.
And donors have supported it, and they keep trying to send
So
more
it is
money
appropriate.
to the Southern Poverty Law
No.
Center.
Is that technique appropriate? That's what I'm asking.
That is not unlawful to say that people have done
I didn't
X,
ask if it
Y,
was
or
lawful or
Z.
unlawful. As you said earlier in your testimony, the court's going to determine that when they go to when they go to trial. What I'm asking you, is it appropriate?
As I said, the donors have spoken. And in fact, they're trying to send more money now, and their financial institutions refusing to send the money.
Is the Alliance Defending Freedom, is that a hate group?
I don't know. I don't do designations.
Well, they've argued 16 cases before the Supreme Court, won 16 cases before the Supreme Court. They stand for traditional values. Southern Poverty Law Center labeled them a hate group. Are they a hate group?
I don't know them, and I don't work on the designations.
Well, here's one thing.
I'm here to talk about
let me
the
ask you
impact
this.
on
Is
civil
Jane's
rights.
Revenge, is that a hate group? Because the ADF, they didn't firebomb anybody, but Jane's Revenge did. ADF is labeled a hate group. Jane's Revenge isn't. I want to know how you would label.
I'm not here as a person who designates groups. I'm here to talk about the impact on civil rights.
Okay. Mr. O'Neill, you think any of these field sources were double dipping? I mean, during the Biden, Ray, Garland administration, the Justice Department paid.
This is definitely a double dipping. You are getting donors, you're getting money from the government in good faith, that you're truly tracking hate groups, extremists, and yet you're paying these people who you are criticizing. So you're telling us this person is part of a hate group. Send us money now, stop, so we can stop this person. All the while, you are giving them a $100,000, $1 million check. How are you trying to stop the Klan if you're paying someone who's a Klan member $1 million over 9 years? So that's probably what, a little over $100,000 a year that this person is getting paid to act hateful because you're trying to incite a riot that most Americans just don't want to be a part of. That's it.
Paid a bunch of confidential human sources, a bunch of them. We know a bunch of them were at the Capitol on January 6th. 4 went in the Capitol. And I'm just wondering if the same entity, the Justice Department under President Biden, paying these confidential human sources, who was working with the Southern Poverty Law Center, having quarterly meetings with them, consulting with them, giving them FBI data before anyone else could see it, having them train their prosecutors. I'm just wondering, do you think it was out of the realm of possibility that the Justice Department was paying the same sources, the SPLC?
This is very interesting. For the longest, everyone tried to put that January 6th, attack on the Capitol. They tried to put that on Trump. But now we're hearing that this was actually orchestrated by a Democratic-funded nonprofit, which is the Southern Poverty Law Center. So is it possible, and I think it is if we really look into this, that they're the ones that incited that January 6th, they're saying it's an attack on the Capitol, and it wasn't Trump at all. Very interesting.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I have no information or knowledge that they were double dipping. I would say that Stephen J. Ross, who is author of The Secret War Against Hate, which is about the history of informants that Jewish groups had placed in some of these violent groups back, decades and decades before the SPLC ever existed. He said that neither the ADL nor the American Jewish Committee nor the Anti-Nazi League did anything like highlighting informants online as in extremist profiles while also funding them.
Yeah. Last question will come to you, Mr. Perkins. In your opening statement, you talked about how it was just worse than the SPLC because.
Okay, so here's the thing now that we know. We know that the SPLC is the reason why we have the Charlotte riots. They're the ones who are inciting these hate groups. They're the ones that is inciting all these racial charge protests. And the reason why they're doing so, and now it makes sense, is if you keep the people, particularly African Americans, if you keep them upset and have them continue to think that, oh, this group of people doesn't like you, then you can gain more money and support, when actuality, a lot of this hatefulness, a lot of this racism doesn't exist. It's just non-existent. People are trying to really get along. People are intermingling. That's why you have biracial couples now. It's growing leaps and bounds. So people are not trying to dislike someone, whether they're black or they're white. It's really just about the content of your character. It's really, who are you as a person? So it's very unfortunate that we have been misled by a nonprofit started in 1971 that is doing the opposite of what they're supposed to stand for. They're supposed to track and report hate groups, not pay hate groups to incite riots. You're paying the Klan, $1 million goes towards the Klan. How much money are you paying towards groups that are truly trying to bring people together? Like, say, and others that are out there. What are you really doing to enforce bringing us together as a country as opposed to dividing us? So everyone, I would love to hear what you have to say, family. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about this. That now the SPLC is probably the ones who are behind that January attack on the Capitol. And remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. Hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a video is uploaded. And remember to remain curious and stay bold. And I'll see you in the next video.